This is 7 National News, and in our top story, in his capacity as the ruler of Dubai, the UAE Vice President and Prime Minister, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has issued Decree number 22 of 2014, establishing 6 new wildlife sanctuaries in Dubai. The new decree was issued in reference to Law number 11 of 2003 on the establishment of protected areas in Dubai. The 6 new wildlife sanctuaries are the Hatta Mountain Conservation Area, Al Wuhush Desert Conservation Area, Al Marmoom Desert Reserve, the Dubai Desert Conservation Reserve, Jabal Nazwa Conservation Area, and the Al Ghaf Conservation of Nazwa. The wildlife sanctuaries and conservations defined in the decree will be managed by the Dubai municipality or through any other entity assigned by the municipality. The new law aims to protect natural habitats and wildlife in the emirate and also preserve natural resources. Additionally, the decree intends to develop and promote ecotourism by establishing new wildlife preservations. The Director General of the Dubai Municipality, His Excellency Engineer Hussein Luta, stated that the UAE's ranking in the Environmental Performance Index jumped from 152 in 2010 to 77 in 2012, and the UAE achieved the first position in 3 subcategories, which were the preservation of forests, air quality, and water accessibility. Luta added that he expects the UAE to continue progressing during 2014 to line up with the top 30 countries. The Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan Foundation, under the supervision of the UAE Embassy in Afghanistan, has provided humanitarian aid to flood victims in the Faryab province of Afghanistan. The aid comes under the directives of the UAE President, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. According to news agency WAM, the team arrived to a Faryab located in the northwest of the country, despite dire security conditions which are being witnessed in the province. Upon arrival from the 28th to the 30th of May, the team has been working on establishing a camp for flood victims, which includes 200 tents and the distribution of relief aid to 2,019 families. That's in various places in Dowlatabad and other cities. The Ministry of Labour has launched an occupational health and safety awareness campaign pinpointing proper housing standards for labourers in compliance with Decree number 13 of 2009 issued by the UAE Cabinet. The campaign is organised by the Ministry's Occupational Health and Safety Department, and the Director of the department, Ali Salem Al-Kaiwani, stated at the most recent meeting with business owners that labour housing should include certain components, such as that the location and size should be in proportion with the number of users. He added that owners must provide all bedroom requirements for their workers, as well as provide all necessary facilities such as kitchens, eating areas and medical clinics that will ensure the safety and comfort of resident labourers. Al-Kaiwani urged business owners to adhere to the ministry's list of housing standards and pointed out that frequent field visits by the ministry inspectors will report violators, which will also result in harsh fines and sanctions. The Directorate of Traffic and Patrols at Abu Dhabi Police and the Department of Transport have announced that they will grant motorists with expired vehicle registrations the option to pay their traffic and parking tickets in 2 instalments. The DTP Director, Brigadier Hussein Ahmed Al-Hafi, stated that starting from June the 1st and through to August the 31st, all branches of the Directorate in Abu Dhabi, Al Ain and the Western region will provide the facility to motorists with at least 1,000 dirham in fines for more than 1 ticket, and the total fines can be paid in 2 instalments. He added that through the instalments, they hope to encourage motorists to be more compliant with the laws and regulations aimed at maintaining safety. Al-Houthi stated that motorists should, however, pay all traffic and parking fines in other emirates of the country, including fines by Dubai's Road and Transport Authority and the municipalities, and fines in other GCC countries, in addition to the upfront payment of 50% of fines by DTP and Maufic. The remaining 50% should be paid within a year. More than 66% of men and 60% of women in the UAE are overweight or obese. That's according to a new study from the US. The report is based on statistics for children and adults from 1980 to last year, which were gathered through the Global Burden of Disease Study 2013, which was funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The UAE statistics also include some data from expats. However, without this data, rates would be even higher. That's according to Dr. Ali Mokdad, the Director of Middle Eastern Initiatives at the US Institute. The country ranks higher than the regional averages for rates in males under 20, men aged 20 or older, and girls and women younger than 20. Its rankings were lower than the regional averages for women aged 20 or older, and they were roughly on a par with other developed nations such as the US. Dr. Mokdad added that the UAE and other Arabian Gulf countries must tackle obesity because of high prevalence rates, which do not seem to be levelling, which will amount to a heavy burden on their societies and government resources. He was quoted as saying that this means more diabetes in a place where diabetes is a major problem, which means more cardiovascular disease, and that means more cancer. Aspiring musicians played their hearts out this weekend as they performed famous compositions in front of a packed audience that gathered at the Sharjah Ladies Club. Symphony from the Heart, an annual event held at the Ladies Club, provided a platform for their students from the Arts and Education Centre to showcase their talents and skills. During the event, the emerging musicians treated the audience to memorable compositions by Beethoven, Mozart, Vivaldi and Bach. In a musical atmosphere, the pianists demonstrated their hidden talents and creativity as they delivered the classic compositions in front of their parents. According to the organisers, the event aims to celebrate talents of aspiring musicians, whilst encouraging them to improve their skills and prepare them for the future. They further added that it also provides an opportunity for the parents to discover more about their children's skills.
It's a yearly event organized by Sharjah Ladies Club, Collage Talent Center in specific, where all the talents gathered here and we celebrate these emerging talents and we try to improve them actually year after year with the presence of their parents. And alhamdulillah, it's going very well.
Honestly, the event is really close to my heart. I've been preparing these pieces I've already learned from a long time, and right now I just had to combine them together and play them at one time. So it's really close to my heart because it's my favorite piece. It's my favorite instrument. I'm also learning another instrument, violin. So this is my favorite one. Oh, it developed a lot of things because I feel I'm special when I'm around my friends because I know music and I can understand if someone plays a piece how hard or how easy it is. I understand the beauty of music now, and I'm truly grateful to my mom for signing me up for this hobby. It really is. I'm so grateful.
I saw YouTube and I was really inspired by the people who really play really good piano. So that made me to make good in this event, and I prepared by practicing every day and a lot of times, so practice makes perfect, as they say.
And finally, looking to other news now, the performance arts scene in Dubai has continued to flourish over the years. And this weekend, it was the young ballerinas from the Dance Academy who took centre stage at the Madinat Theatre, where they performed together with visiting performers from Paris. In a musical atmosphere, theatregoers were treated to a famous act, Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker, where the young students performed together with dancers from the Paris Opera National Ballet, which also featured a solo performance by their principal guest dancer. The renowned ballet by Tchaikovsky is inspired from E.T.A. Hoffmann's fairy tale in the early 19th century called The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. The story is set in Germany and is about a little girl called Clara Sieberhaus and her favourite Christmas present, the Nutcracker, who then turns into a human prince after a conflict with the Mouse King. At the end of the act, Clara and the Nutcracker prince flee to the land of sweets, where they are accepted by the Sugar Plum Fairy, who rules the land. It certainly was a performance to remember for the young students from the Academy, as according to the director, it was a perfect opportunity for the students to interact and learn from the visiting performers.
I really want to my students dance, perform on stage at the same time as professional dancers. So especially in Dubai, we have very few occasions to see professional dancers or perform with professionals. So I want to really create or provide that chance to my students.
So tonight we're dancing Nutcracker Pas de Deux. It's a piece like a scene of the second act. So we did a mise en scène, as we say in France, and then we dance together, solo, pas de deux, and that's it. Laetitia will be a Sugar Plum Fairy, and I the prince. So actually she's like the dream of this little girl that will be dancing also, called in the story Clara. And she represents her dream and the dream of a princess and a prince dancing together in this magic world.